we need to recognize President Trump has said dozens of times he wants us to be the 51st state. I don't think any of us wants to be the leader who was asleep at the wheel and didn't get Canada defended, did not work with our democratic allies to protect our borders. They want to work with us. It's time for us to step up at home, to urgently reach out to them and build a new world order where democracy and Canadian sovereignty is protected.
Whoops. Chrystia Freeland just said the quiet part out loud.
Build a new world order.
Remember when liberals used to say, the new world order is just a crazy conspiracy theory, you kook? Stop spreading misinformation. And now the liberals say, we need a new world order to protect us from Donald Trump. Fools. Do people even know what the new world order is? Here's a montage of world leaders calling for a new world order that I put together for my film United We Fall, with music written and performed by me, which warns about the dangers of relinquishing national sovereignty for global security.
The hope that each of us has to build a new world order in which nations and peoples with different systems and different values can live together in peace.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind. Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge.
There is a chance for the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
There's a need for a new world order. In the next few years, a solution will emerge, that people will look into that cauldron and decide that they have to learn their limits. But I think that at the end of this administration, with all its turmoil, and at the beginning of the next, we might actually witness the creation of a new order.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
It is a new mindset that the world now needs. It is a real, global New Deal that we need, an ecological and an economic New Deal that we need. In the name of France, I call upon all states to join ranks in order to found the new world order of the 21st century.
I think a new world order is emerging, and with it the foundations of a new and progressive era of international cooperation.
We need a world of shared global rules, founded on shared global values.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
The New World Order essentially is an agenda. It's a plan to unite the world into one, whether it be one world government, one world cash system, one world religion. It's all about uniting everything into one.
I've spoken with American politicians like the former governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, about the potential for a global government, and even the idea of Canada, the US, and Mexico joining together into a North American Union. We spoke about this just after he finished doing a podcast with Donald Trump.
I did a podcast the other day with Donald Trump that'll air. And it was interesting that Donald said to me, he goes, you know, I've listened to the majority of the things you say, Governor, and they're all common sense. Now, imagine we're in a world now where common sense is considered radical. And because that's what we're in today. The far left and the far right are so out there in control now that the middle, where I come from, I'm from Midwest, I'm from South Minneapolis. How can I be any more middle?
Yeah.
Yet common sense middle is now, you're deemed by mainstream media as being radical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Well, there's a huge shift taking place, and I'm curious, with you broadcasting in Mexico, I'm talking about issues within America and others, and seeing how we share a border with America here in Canada, and so does Mexico. What are your thoughts on the North American Union that is being put together over the years between the three countries, this concept of uniting the three into one?
Well, you know, that's all part of these people that believe in globalization, ultimately a one-world government. Now, I'm a realist, maybe, and I believe in evolution. Maybe we will evolve to that. Maybe ultimately, I don't know when, you know, how long have shuffled off this planet, but maybe it's evolution. Maybe we eventually will evolve to a one-world government, and this is all part of maybe of that evolution. Now, do I like it? Not particularly. Maybe I'm not prepared for it yet for whatever reason.
Well, Jesse, are you prepared for it now? Chrystia Freeland is a WEF and Bilderberg puppet who I caught on video at the secret confab while her official itinerary didn't even list where she was. Chrystia! Chrystia! Miss Freeland!
There she goes. Okay. Got a quick shot of her. We'll be able to pause the video and zoom in on that. She was quick making her escape, but that most certainly was Chrystia Freeland. Indeed.
I am joined by Dan Dicks of Press for Truth. And
hey.
Dan, you want to chime?
Yeah.
You want to chime in about Freeland?
Yes, indeed, Freeland was here. We ended up catching her at a dinner shindig schmoozing event last night at this huge palace. I'm looking for Freeland. Is that her? Chrystia in the red dress, maybe? Kind of behind some people now. Yeah, I think that might be her. Yeah, that's her. That's her, all right. Chrystia Freeland! Chrystia, the Canadian people know you're meeting in secret now. Managed to, shout at her a little bit and then got a shot of her exiting out of this car and running, making her getaway into the private VIP area of the airport here. So yes, Deputy Prime Minister of Canada is here, despite it not being on her official itinerary, but we have gotten confirmation. You can see that on my Twitter, Dan Dicks PFT.
And for those in the American audience and elsewhere in the world, what is so significant about Freeland, and maybe what is she up to here at Bilderberg in Lisbon?
Well, Freeland's been around. You know, she becomes minister of this, minister of that. She is on the board of trustees of the World Economic Forum, and back in around 2011, over a decade ago, she wrote a paper called "The Rise of the New Global Elite," and in this paper, she talks about the World Economic Forum and the Bilderberg Group as being the new kind of international circuit for where a young plutocrat can rise up on the international scene. And she calls them, I think the hereditary elite. And she says they're very secretive. And now she is openly a member of this. Maybe not so openly because she's trying to keep it hidden, but she is now a member of the very thing that over a decade ago she was trying to warn people about. So this is like number 2 to Canada, if anybody's not too aware. She's pretty significant.
So here we are now with Chrystia Freeland and Mark Carney, both puppets of the Bilderberg Group and both vying for the position of the Prime Minister of Canada. By the way, did you know that Mark Carney is the godfather to Chrystia Freeland's son?
I actually have known Mark for a very long time. Both of us are from Northern Alberta. And I think Mark is a great Canadian. I am really glad that he has come out as a Liberal, and I'm grateful for any support he can offer our party, our government, and our country.
Oh, what an outsider.
I speak with Mark often about that. I speak with him often. He's actually my son's godfather.
Folks, it's a big club, and we're not in it. Either one of these two is a win for the powers that ought not be, who do have an agenda to usher in a new world order, and they will attempt to use one of these puppets to get the job done. Unfortunately, though, as you will now soon see, most Canadians are actually in favor of a one-world government under a new world order. So I'd like to leave you today with a short video I did with my friend Josh Sigurdsson, where we go around in the streets of Vancouver asking people about their views on this whole concept of a global government and a new world order. And if you appreciate the type of content you're about to see, please make a contribution at pressfortruth.ca/donate as soon as you're done watching this crazy video. All right, guys, so without further ado, here's my video report titled Canadians Love the New World Order. This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth. I'm joined here in downtown Vancouver by the one and only Josh Sigurdsson. Josh, what are we doing here today?
Well, Dan, today we're going to hit the streets of Vancouver and see how many people support globalism because, of course, the New World Order is on our doorsteps and there are a lot of brainwashed people out there.
Time to do some trolling. My name's Dan from PFT, Progressives with Trudeau, and now that our new Prime Minister is leading the country, we're wondering if you would support a bill that leads towards more globalization, you know, because we need more inclusion and so that we could all be united under a new world order.
Exactly, no, I think it's definitely a good thing.
That would be so much better. I think that his ideals and stuff like that are way better than anything we've ever had.
We could stop going to war with each other. We can all unite and we can end this madness of all these guys bickering back and forth and causing all this insanity around the world. Would you agree with that?
Like with who though? Who are we collaborating with?
Well, it would be a global government, so we'd all be united.
Okay. I'd be down, yeah.
Anything that doesn't involve war, basically. So
yeah, sure. Why not, man?
I think that'd be really cool. It's always nice to have people united. I know that's a big deal for us in the United States, and just we're in my city to have unity and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's cool.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, to come under a global umbrella under the rule of Trudeau would be good for society, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, great. Would you support globalism or a world government to stop all the wars and for unity? Because at this moment, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, is pushing it forward, and we're wondering if you would support something like that.
Sure. Yes. Of course, yes.
You support that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I am totally agree. Yes.
So you support that?
Yeah, I support.
Of course, but I would wonder why somebody would be against that. What would be the reasons?
I know. Why would anybody be against that, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'd definitely be for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we should stop resisting globalism because at this time on Earth, I mean, everyone's starting to get together, but there's still so much fighting among countries, and it's about time that we all just stop resisting it and get with globalism and allow people to unite. Correct?
I agree. Yeah, sure. I agree.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, guys.
All right, thanks.
Have a good one. Would you support if we as a whole world just came together under one government?
Yes. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, specifically into a new world order type of idea being under, global government. Is that something you'd be in favor of?
Yeah, definitely, with Canada being such a multicultural country.
Yeah, why not just expand it to the new world order, right?
Yeah, I agree.
At this point in time, Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister, is pushing for a global order, and we were wondering if you would support something like that.
And it would be democratically elected?
Yes, it would be.
I would definitely entertain it.
Should people unite together under a global government?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
A global government, I don't think so.
Okay, good. You'd be surprised how many people we've met who said we should.
Yeah, global, you're asking like the whole world in the same government? Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Do you like to be government for a North Korean guy?
Yeah.
Would you like?
No.
Oh, for sure. The North Korean don't like to be governed by a Canadian.
Yes.
And the American don't like to be governed by a Chinese.
True.
That's the problem. It's impossible.
Yeah. Good point. Thank God we found a good one. Thanks, man. All right, as you can see, folks, the world, Vancouver, I should say, is rife with globalists. Josh, what did you think about how our experiment went today?
Well, I think there's no mistaking that there is indeed a push towards the New World Order, and people have been brainwashed by the school system, by the government, by the media. And if that doesn't make you lose faith in humanity, I don't know what will. But there are some great people in independent media that are pushing the truth out there and trying to deprogram these brainwashed people.
Luckily, we did find one guy in all of the people that we asked who did understand, who did get it. Thank God there is still hope.
There is.
Because posting on Facebook is dangerous.
Everything they tell you is absolutely true.
There could be something in my backpack.
I might have a bomb in my purse.
In my briefcase.
Because terrorism.
Terrorism.
Terrorist.
Terrorism. Terrorism.
Terrorism.
Terrorism, terrorism, terrorism.
Terrorism.